What's going on, YouTube? This is Unger to the Max here. Salute. And I've got something I need to get off my chest. So that means it's time for another Josh's episode of Josh's Sports Rant. And in this episode, well, I want to rant about the Major League Baseball schedule. Now, you might be saying to yourself, why are you ranting about the Major League Baseball schedule? Well, before I get into the main part of the rant, let me give you a little bit of background as to why I'm making this rant. Well, So, when the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals, their first game of the season was at home for the ring ceremony and the banner raising. The Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. The first home game, they get the first game of the NFL season on Thursday at home at Lincoln Financial Field to receive their Super Bowl rings and get their Super Bowl and raise their Super Bowl banner. The Pittsburgh Penguins, their first game of the season was at home so that they could receive their Stanley Cup final rings and raise the Stanley Cup banner. But is that how and the NBA, NFL, and NHL all released their schedules after after the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, and the NBA and the Stanley Cup final. Major League Baseball doesn't do that. They release the schedule for the next season during the current season. So the Houston Astros, who won the World Series, will not open up their season at home. I don't remember off the top of my head who they opened their season against, but I know it's not at home. They don't open their season they don't play their first home game until like the third series of the season against the Baltimore Orioles, which makes no sense. Major League Baseball should wait to release their schedule until after the World Series. So that way, the World Series champion can have the first game of the season at home, not have to play on the road. You're going to make their fans wait to see the World Series banner? No, that makes no sense. It just doesn't. Like I said, the NFL releases their schedule after the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl champion gets to open the season at home. The NHL, the Stanley Cup champion, the schedule is released after the Stanley Cup final, and the Stanley Cup champion gets their first game of the season. Gets their first game at home. It's not always the first game of the season, but you get my point. And the NBA champion. Since the Warriors won the championship, there were games played before, but they got to open their season at home so they could raise their banner and get their championship rings. But like I said, Major League Baseball does not do that. They need to change that. Major League Baseball should wait to release their schedule until after the World Series so they can give the World Series champion the first game of the season at home to let their fans take it all in. Don't make the fans wait. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of Josh's Sports Rants. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree or if you disagree. And if you liked this video, punch that like button like a UFC fighter, and punch that subscribe button like a UFC fighter. Bam! But for now, this is Unger to the Max, signing off. Salute, go Cavs, Go Jackets and go Browns. See you next time.